Shabbat shalom, peace and love, Shabbat shalom. Peace and love, Shabbat shalom. I'll be reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 33 to 36. Bear with me as I try to get through this, Yah willing. The book of Genesis, chapter 33, verse 1. And Jacob lifted his eyes and looked and saw Esau coming, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the two female servants. So this is Jacob finally seeing his brother after, the whole event of Jacob deceiving, with the instructions of his mother, deceiving his father Isaac into blessing him with the blessing that was supposed to go to Esau. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And Jacob lifted his eyes and looked and saw Esau coming. So this is the last time last time these two met or, seen each other was, Jacob was fleeing and Esau wanted to do something to him, wanted to put him down, get him out of here for, taking his blessing. So this is where, Jacob is separating himself, his family, those who are close to him, with those who, from those who aren't that close. So he's putting those who aren't that close to him in the front. And while him and his, his wives and his wives' female servants, which is also his wives, and his children were in the far back. So yeah, so he's like preparing himself for whatever Esau may be up to, or however he may be feeling nowadays. He's, just in case he still have hard feelings about Jacob, taking his blessing. So this is chapter 33, verse 1. And Jacob lifted his eyes and looked and saw Esau coming, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the two female servants. Verse 2. And he put the female servants and their children in front, and Leah and her children behind, and Rachel and Joseph last. Because remember, he loved Rachel more than he loved Leah. And it was clear how he set it up in rank. That was clear, that he still felt that way. Verse 3, and he himself passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. Verse 4, and Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and he wept. He missed his brother, man. Yeah, he took the blessing, you took the blessing, but obviously Esau wasn't thinking about that, didn't think nothing of it. He missed his brother, and it was all love. It was all love on sight. When he seen his brother, he couldn't help but embrace his brother, and show love. And they both, the feeling was mutual. They both wept. Verse 5, And he lifted his eyes and saw the woman and children and said, who are these with you? And he said, the children with him, the children with whom Elohim has favored your servant. Verse 6. Then the female servant came near, they and their children, and bowed themselves. Verse 7. And Leah also came near with her children, and they bowed themselves. And Joseph and Rael came near, and they bowed themselves. So they all just was, giving Esau respect, being humble about the situation. They know the situation was, tough for Esau. So he wanted everybody to approach Esau with humility. Everybody had to be humble about the situation in this approach. You don't want to be arrogant and add fuel to, what could possibly be already a fire. You know what I mean? So he made sure everybody bowed themselves in humility to Esau, his brother, just to let him know, like, man, we humble, we come in peace, we come in humility, we don't want no troubles, and that's, you got to understand that. Then Esau said, what do you mean by all this company which I met? And he said, to find favor in the eyes of my master. Verse 9, but Esau said, I have enough. My brother, let what you have remain yours. Verse 10, and Jacob said, no, please. If I have now found favor in your eyes, then receive my present from my hand, because I have seen your face like seeing the face of Elohim, and you were pleased with me. Verse 11, please take my blessing that is brought to you, because Elohim has favored me, and because I have all I need. And he urged him, and he took it. Verse 12, and he said, let us depart and go, and let me go before you. Verse 13, but he said to him, my master knows, but he said to him, my master knows that the children are weak, and the flocks and the herds which are nursing are with me. And if the men should drive them hard one day, all the flocks shall die. Verse 14, please let my master go before his servant, and let me lead on slowly, according to the pace of the livestock that go before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come to my master in Sari. Verse 15, and Esau said, please let me leave with you some of the people who are with me. But he said, why this? Let me find favor in the eyes of my master. Verse 16, and Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. Verse 17, and Jacob set out to Sukkot. Before I get to move on, Esau left people with Jacob. He left people with Jacob. Like he left some people that was with him, with Jacob. I don't know if that was to keep eyes on him. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. Only I believe in scripture later is that is like it's a sign of that being it's a sign of that being a not so good thing. I can't remember where I read it though, but yeah, I believe it's something about something worded how it's something worded about Esau being a thorn or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, he left people with him. He left people with him. And I don't think Jacob had a problem with it. It may have became a problem later, but he didn't have a problem at the time. Verse 17, and Jacob set out to Sukkot and built himself a house and made booths for his livestock. That is why the name of the place is called Sukkot. Verse 18. So the booths, that's where the name come from. The Feast of Booths, Sukkot. That's what is Hebrew for booths, and that's where it came from. This is why the name of the place is called Sukkot. This Genesis chapter 33, verse 17. Verse 18. And Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is the land of Canaan, when he came from Padan Aram, and he pitched his tent before the city. Verse 19. And he bought the portion of the field where he had pitched his tent from the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 quesetas. Verse 20. And he set up a slaughter place there and called it El Eliyah Yisrael. That's what he called it. El Elehi Yisrael. So mind you, his name is Yisrael. He was no longer to be called Jacob, but to be called Yisrael. So wherever he named this slaughter place, he ended it with the name that was given to him by the Most High, who took the form of a man and wrestled with him. And it was the reason he was called that because he wrestled with the Most High and man, and you know lived to see another day. Chapter 34, verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. Verse 2. And Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the land, saw her and took her and lay with her and humbled her. So this Hivite, prince, which is like one of the unclean nations that did unclean things, they laid with the daughter of Jacob that Leah born to him. And here's what happens afterwards. Verse 3. And his being clung to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the girl and spoke kindly to the girl. Verse 4. And Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, take this girl for me for a wife. Verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob kept silent until they came. Jacob knew how his sons would take it, how his sons would react to this news. So here it goes. Here's the news. Verse 6. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. Verse 7. And the sons of Jacob came in from the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved and were rough, because he had done a senseless deed in Yisrael by lying with Jacob's daughter, which should not be done. It was not to be done to, sleep with unclean people who did unclean things, and who are unclean themselves. As far as eating unclean, sacrificing and doing, doing unclean things in that sense. That's what these people were, known as. They were known as being unclean according to, the cleanliness of the Most High and the ways of the Most High, the instructions of the Most High. And Jacob and Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. And the sons of Jacob came in from in the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved and were very rough, because he had done a senseless deed in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter, which should not be done. Verse 8, but Hamor spoke with them, saying, my son Shechem being longs for your daughter. Please give her to him for a wife. Verse 9, and intermarry with us. Give us your daughters and take our daughters for yourselves. Verse 10, and dwell with us, and let the land be before you. Dwell and move about in it, and have possessions in it. Verse 11, and Shechem said to her father and her brothers, let me find favor in your, let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me I give. Verse 12, ask of me a bride price and gift. Ask of me a bride price and gift ever so high, and I give according to what you say to me. Excuse me. And I give according to what you say to me. But give me the girl for a wife. Verse 13, but the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father, and spoke with deceit, because he had defiled Dinah their sister. Verse 14, and they said to them, we are not able to do this matter, to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a reproach to us. Verse 15, only on this condition would we agree to you, if you become as we are, to have every male of you circumcised. Verse 16, then we shall give our daughters to you, and take your daughters to us, and we shall dwell with you, and shall become one people. Verse 17, but if you do not listen to us and be circumcised, we shall take our daughter and go. Verse 18, and their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. Verse 19, and the young man did not delay to do this, because he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was more respected than all the household of his father. Verse 20, and Hamor and Shechem, his son, came to the gate of their city and spoke with the men of their city, saying, verse 21, these men are a peace with us, so let them dwell in the land and move about in it. And see, the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters for us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Verse 22, and only on this condition would the men agree to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us is circumcised as they are circumcised. Verse 23, their herds and their possessions and all their beasts, should they not be ours? Only let us agree with them, and let them dwell with us. Verse 24, and all who went out of the gate of his city listened to Hamor and Shechem, his son. Every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of the city. Verse 25, and it came to be on the third day, when they were in pain, that two of the sons of Jacob, Shimon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword and came boldly upon the city and killed all the males. Verse 26, and they unalived Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah from Shechem's house and went out. Verse 27, the sons of Jacob came upon the slain and plundered the city because they had defiled their sister. Verse 28, they took their flocks and their herds and their donkeys and that which was in the city and that which was in the field. Verse 29, and all their wealth and all their little ones and their wives they took captive, and they plundered all that was in the houses. So yeah, single-handedly, Shimon and Levi, handled business. They stood on business, handled this. They pretty much ravaged the city because of what was done to their little sister. Verse 30, and Jacob said to Shimon and Levi, you have troubled me by making me a stench among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I am few in number. They shall gather themselves against me and shall strike me, and I shall be destroyed, my household and I. Verse 31, but they said, should he treat our sister like a whore? So this was their reasons, and this was their response to their father. Like, should he have treated our sister like a whore, like our little sister, our baby sister? That was their justification. Chapter 35. And Elohim said to Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make a slaughter place there, to El, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau, your brother. Let me read that again. Chapter 35, verse 1. And Elohim said to Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make a slaughter place there to El, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau, your brother. So I had to read that again because it's like kind of like the Most High speaking in third person or speaking through a messenger or angel of his. But it says and Elohim said. So that means God said. And he's giving Jacob instructions to go make a slaughter place to El, as like he's speaking in the third person, which is God too, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau, your brother. Verse 2, and Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, put away the foreign mighty ones that are among you, and cleanse yourselves and change your garments. Verse 3, and let us arise and go up to Bethel, and let me make there a slaughter place to El, who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me in the way which I have gone. Verse 4, so they gave Jacob all the foreign mighty ones which were in their hands, and all their earrings which were in their hands, which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the terebinth tree, which was near Shechem. So I guess these earrings were kind of like had something going on as far as like some form of false worship. Whether it was like earrings with, false deities, foreign deities hanging from them. They had to come up off of all that and leave it behind. Verse 5, and they departed, and the fear of Elohim was upon the cities that were all around them, and they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. And Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethlehem, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were with him. And he, verse 7, and he built there, and he built there a slaughter place and called the place El Beth El, because there Elohim appeared to him when he fled from the face of his brother. Verse 8, and Deborah, Ribkah's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the terebinth tree. So the name of it was called Elon Bakoth. Verse 9, and Elohim appeared to Jacob again when he came from Padan Aram and blessed him. Verse 10, and Elohim said to him, your name is Jacob. Your name is no longer called Jacob, but Yisrael is your name. So he called his name Yisrael. So he had to remind him, your name is Yisrael. You're no longer Jacob. You're no longer to be called Jacob. You're now known as Yisrael. Verse 11, and Elohim said to him, I am El Shaddai. I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful and increase. A nation and a company of nations shall be from you, and sovereigns come from your body. So yeah, let me mark that, because that was where he revealed himself to be El Shaddai. Verse 12, in the land which I gave Abraham and Yishak, I give to you, and to your seed after you I give this land. Verse 13, and Elohim went up from him in the place where he had spoke with him. Verse 14, and Jacob set up a standing column in the place where he had spoken with him, a monument of stone, and he poured a drink offering on it, and he poured oil on it. Verse 15, and Jacob called the name of the place where Elohim spoke with him, Beth El. Verse 16, then they set out from Beth El, and it came to be, when there was but a little distance to go to Ephrath, that Rael began to give birth, and had great difficulty giving birth. Verse 17, and it came to be, as she was having great difficulty giving birth, that the midwife said to her, do not fear, for it is another son for you. Verse 18, and it came to be, as her life was going out, for she died, for that she called his name Ben-Ani, but his father called him Benjamin. Verse 19, so Rael died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. Rael died first, died before Leah, but she had Benjamin, their last child, before this, as she was passing away. Verse 19, so Rael died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. Verse 20, and Jacob set a standing column on her burial place which is the monument of Rael's burial place to this day. Verse 21, and Yisrael set out and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. Eder, not Eden. Verse 22, and it came to be when Yisrael dwelt in the land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Yisrael heard about it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. Verse 23, and the sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Shimon, and Levi, and Yehuda, and Issachar, and Zebulun. Verse 24, and the sons of Rahel were Joseph and Benjamin. So Rachel only had two sons to Jacob. While, Reuben came from Leah, and Rachel gave birth to Joseph and Benjamin. Verse 25, the sons of Bilhah, Rahel's female servant, were Dan and Naphtali. So imagine how that felt to Dan and Naphtali. Dan and Naphtali, for your brother to go sleep with your mother. Yeah, he was in the dark for that. He was really lost for doing that. Like these are your brother's mother. These are your two brothers' mother that you're laying down with. Yeah, that's a mess, man. The sons of Bilhah, Rael's female servant, were Dan and Naphtali. Verse 26, and the sons of Zipha, Leah's female servant, were Gad, as in Gad, and Asher. These were the sons of Jacob who were born to him in Padan Aram. Verse 27, and Jacob came to his father Yishak at Mamre, or Kirnyath Arba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Yishak had dwelt. Verse 28, and the days of Yishak were 180 years. 180 years Isaac lived. Verse 29, so Yishak breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people, and aged and satisfied of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. So Esau and Jacob got together to bury their father. This was a thing, like Ishmael and Abraham got together. I believe it was Abraham, Ishmael and Isaac. I want to say Ishmael and Isaac, but I believe it's Ishmael and Abraham got together and buried their father. Not sure. Why am I not sure? Let me see. I don't know how I'm not sure about that. I remember reading. Ishmael. So yeah, no, Ishmael and Ishmael and Isaac. Ishmael and Yishak. Ishmael and Isaac buried their father Abraham. I'm sorry, I knew that didn't sound right. Ishmael and Isaac buried their father Abraham together, even though you know, they weren't close like that. At least that's not how the scriptures presented them to be close. You know. All right. Chapter 36, verse 1. And this is the genealogy of Esau, who is Edom. Verse 2. Esau took his wives from the daughters of Canaan: Adah, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and Ahilamah, the daughter of Enah, the daughter of Zibon, the Hivite. Verse 3. And Basmeth, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebaioth. Verse 4. And Adah bore Eliphaz to Esau, and Basemaah bore Reuel. Verse 5. And Ahilamah bore Yaush and Yalam and Korah. These were the sons of Esau who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Verse 6. And Esau took his wives and his sons and daughters and all beings of his household and his herds and all his beasts and all possessions which he had gathered in the land of Canaan, and went to the land away from the presence of his brother Jacob. So yeah, Esau got up out of there just to keep some distance between him and his brother. Verse 7. For their possessions were too great for them to dwell together, and the land of their sojourns could not support them because of their herds. Verse 8. So Esau dwelt in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Verse 9. And this is the genealogy of Esau, the father of Edomites, in Mount Seir. Verse 10. These were the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, son of Edah, wife of Esau, and Ruel, son of Basemath, wife of Esau. Verse 11. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Sapho, Gatam, and Quinaz. Verse 12. And Tema was the concubine of Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bore Amalek the Eliphaz. These were the sons of Eden. These were the sons of Edah, Esau's wife. Verse 13. There were the sons of Reuel, Nahath, and Zerah, Shemath, and Mizal. These were the sons of Beshmath, Esau's wife. Verse 14. These were the sons of Ahilamoth, daughters, and these were the sons of Ahilamoth, Esau's wife, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Yisban, and she bore to Esau Yahush and Yalam and Korah. Verse 15. These were the chiefs of the sons of Esau. The son of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, were children Teman, children Omar, were Chief Teman, Chief Omar, Chief Sephoth, Chief Quinaz, verse 16, Chief Korah, Chief Gatam, Chief Amalek. These were the chiefs of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. They were the sons of Edah. Verse 17, and these were the sons of Rael, Esau's son. These were the sons of Raul, Esau's son. Chief Nabath, Chief Nabath, Chief Zerah, Chief Shemath, and Chief Mizah. These were the chiefs of Ruel in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Basemath, Esau's wife. Verse 18. And these were the sons of Ohilabeth, Esau's wife, Chief Yahush, Chief Yalam, and Chief Karath. These were the chiefs descending from Ohilamuth, Esau's wife, the daughter of Anah. Verse 19, these were the sons of Esau who were Edom. These were the sons of Esau who is Edom. And these were the chiefs. These were their chiefs. Verse 20, these were the sons of Seir, the Horite, who inhabited the land, Lotan and Shabol and Zebon and Anah. Verse 21, and Dishon and Easter and Dishon, these were the chiefs of the Horus, the sons of Seir in the land of Edom. Verse 22, and the sons of Lotan were Hori and Hemem. Lotan's sister was Tema. Verse 23, and these were the sons of Shabol, Alwan, and Ramahath, and Ebal, Shemol, and Anam. Verse 24, and these were the sons of Zebon, both Aya and Anah. This was the Anah who found the water in the wilderness as he fled the donkey of his father Zebon. And those were the children of Anah, Dishon and Ahilabeth, the daughter of Anah. Verse 26, and these were the sons of Dishon, Hamdan, and Eshban, and Yithran, and Karan. Verse 27, these were the sons of Esther, the sons of Esther, Bahan, and Zawan, and Aquan. Verse 28, these were the sons of Dishon, Utz, and Aran. Verse 29, these were the chiefs of Horites, Chief Lotan, Chief Shabol, Chief Sibon, Chief Anah. Verse 30, Chief Dishon, Chief Esther, and Chief Dishon. These were the chiefs of the Horites according to their chiefs in the land of Sarah. Verse 31, and these were the sovereigns who reigned in the land of Edom, before any sovereign reigned over the children of Israel. Verse 32, and Bela, the son of Beor, reigned in the Edom. The name of his place was Dinyabath. Verse 33, and Bela died in Jacob's son of Zerah, or Borish field in his land. In his place. Verse 34, and Jacob died, and Yabab died in Hasham of the land of the teammates registered in his place. Verse 35, and Hasham died in Yahab died in Yasham of the land of the Timonites reigned in his place. And Hasham died, and Hadan son of Badad, who struck Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his place. And the name of the city was Awith. Verse 36, and Hadad died, and Samlah of Mazrath reigned in his place. Verse 37, and Shalimah died, and Shaul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his place. Verse 38, and Shaul died, and Baal Hanan, son of Akarba, reigned in his place. And Baal Hanan, son of Akar, died, and Hagar reigned in his place, and the name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Mehedrit, the daughter of Mezhab. Verse 40, and these were the names of the chief of Esau, according to their clans and their places, by their names, which Timo, chief Alawa, chief Yeheth. Verse 4, Sheph Ahalameth, chief Alar, chief Padan, chief Quinaz, chief Timon, chief Mibstar. Verse 43, chief Migdalin, chief Aram. These were the chiefs of Edom according to their dwelling places in the land of their possession. Esau was the father of the Edomites. So he's making it clear Esau was the father of the Edomites. So they were like barely surviving, because this was a community town full of people who didn't believe. And that completes the chapter, Genesis chapters 36 to, chapter 33 to 36. Bear with me as I bless us out, and I'll move on. I'm going to end this live and pick up another live in the book of Isaiah, Yah willing. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 6, the blessing that was given to Moses to bless the people. And receive your blessing. May Yahuwah bless and barak you and guard you. May Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. May Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Peace, love, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, peace and love. Again, I'm going to end this live and come back on to pick up in the book of Isaiah. So yeah, bear with me. Peace and love. Shabbat Shalom.